They came with fire and steel. From the frozen fjords of the north, they swept across medieval Europe, raiders, traders, settlers, and kings. To some, they were demons from the sea. To others, founders of cities and empires. This is their untold story, the Vikings, the wolves of the north, and how their legacy still shapes our world today. Close your eyes and imagine Europe before the Vikings. It's the early Middle Ages, a time of fragmented kingdoms, crumbling Roman roads, and whispers of forgotten gods. The Christian world was still finding its feet, a patchwork of small kingdoms clinging to order. But to the north, beyond the reach of Rome, a different breed of people thrived. Imagine a land carved by glaciers, where icy fjords cut deep into the mountains. This is Scandinavia, the Viking homeland. Life here wasn't easy. Winters were long and brutal. Resources were scarce. Survival meant being tough, resourceful, and fiercely independent. These Norsemen, as they were called, were more than just farmers and fishermen. They were skilled shipbuilders, their longships slicing through the waves like wolves on the hunt. They were explorers, their curiosity as boundless as the ocean, because when the land couldn't sustain them, the sea beckoned. Imagine you're a monk. You live a simple life of prayer and study on a remote island off the coast of England. The year is 793 AD. The world outside is a distant thought, until the day the longships appear on the horizon. Not merchants, not fishermen, but raiders. Their faces are painted for war, their eyes burning with a ferocity you've only read about in scripture. This was Lindisfarne, the event that sent shockwaves through Christendom and marked the beginning of the Viking Age. The monks of Lindisfarne were unprepared for the savagery of the attack. Their holy sanctuary ransacked, their brethren slaughtered. The Vikings came for treasure, yes, but also for something more. Reputation, fear. They wanted the world to know that no place, not even God's house, was safe from their reach. Lindisfarne was just the beginning. Over the next 3 centuries, Viking raids would terrorize coastlines from Ireland to the Caspian Sea. They toppled kings, plundered cities, and left a trail of fire and blood in their wake. What made the Vikings such formidable conquerors? It wasn't just their ferocity in battle, but their mastery of the sea, and at the heart of their maritime dominance lay the Longship, a vessel as iconic and feared as the dragon-headed warships of legend. Imagine yourself aboard a longship, the wind whipping through your hair, the spray of the North Sea stinging your face. The ship beneath you is a marvel of engineering, sleek, fast, and deadly. Crafted from oak and pine, these ships were lightweight yet incredibly strong. They could navigate both the open ocean and shallow rivers, allowing Vikings to strike far inland, taking their enemies by surprise. The Longship wasn't just a warship. It was a symbol of Viking ingenuity and ambition. It was their key to exploration, trade, and colonization. It allowed them to raid one day and establish a trading post the next. These ships carried not just warriors, but families, livestock, and goods, testament to the Vikings' ambition to settle new lands. Chapter 4. Conquest, Colonies, and Kingdoms. The Vikings didn't just raid and pillage, they conquered, settled, and built. Their impact on the map of Europe is undeniable. Imagine the British Isles in the 9th century. Viking longships, like wolves on the prowl, carved out territories, establishing their own laws and customs. The Danelaw, a swathe of land in eastern England, became a Viking stronghold. They didn't just conquer, they integrated, marrying into Anglo-Saxon families, their cultures intertwining. Across the Irish Sea, the Vikings founded bustling cities, Dublin, Waterford, Limerick, hubs of trade and Viking culture that still thrive today. Their influence stretched east as well. Viking traders navigated the rivers of the vast Slavic lands, forging trade routes that reached the Byzantine Empire and beyond. One Viking chieftain, Rollo, even struck a deal with the King of France. In exchange for his loyalty, Rollo was granted land that would become Normandy, the launching pad for William the Conqueror's invasion of England centuries later. Chapter 5. Traders, Craftsmen, and Explorers. The Vikings were more than just warriors. They were skilled craftsmen, shrewd traders, and intrepid explorers, driven by a thirst for knowledge and riches that spanned continents. Imagine bustling Viking marketplaces filled with exotic goods from across the known world, silks from the east, silver from the Islamic world, furs from the frozen north. The Vikings were masters of trade, their longships laden with treasures as they navigated rivers and seas. connecting distant cultures. Their craftsmanship was renowned. Intricate jewelry forged from silver and gold, adorned with mythical beasts and intricate knotwork, testified to their artistry. Rune stones, towering slabs of granite etched with tales of their exploits and sagas of their gods, stand as testaments to their culture and beliefs. Their weapons, forged with skill and precision, were as much works of art as instruments of war. Chapter 6. Gods, Rituals, and a Warrior's Soul. To truly understand the Vikings, we must venture beyond the battlefield and into the heart of their beliefs. Their world was one ruled by powerful gods, ancient rituals, and a deep reverence for fate. Imagine a pantheon of gods as fierce and unforgiving as the North Sea itself. Odin the All-Father, one-eyed god of wisdom, war, and magic. Thor, the thunder god, protector of mankind, wielding his mighty hammer Mjolnir. Freya, the goddess of love, beauty, and fertility, who chose half of the slain warriors for her hall in Folkvanger. Their gods were not distant deities, but ever-present forces in their lives. They worshipped them in sacred groves, offering sacrifices to ensure a good harvest, a successful raid, or safe passage across the sea. Death in battle was not feared, but embraced. The Viking Age, like all ages, was destined to end. Across Europe, resistance to their raids and invasions stiffened. The tide was turning. Imagine England in the 9th century. A young king, Alfred the Great, rises to defy the Viking onslaught. He rallies his people, builds fortifications, and establishes a powerful navy. Alfred's victory at the Battle of Edington in 878 AD marked a turning point. The Vikings, once seemingly invincible, had met their match. In Francia, fortified cities like Paris withstood Viking sieges. The Carolingian Empire, though weakened, endured. Gradually, the Vikings began to assimilate into the very societies they once terrorized. They intermarried, adopted local customs, and converted to Christianity. The raw, untamed spirit of the Viking Age was slowly tempered. The sons and daughters of raiders became farmers, traders, and kings in their own right. The Vikings! Even today, the very word evokes images of fierce warriors, dragon-headed ships, and tales of epic adventure. Their legacy, once defined by fire and sword, has evolved into something more nuanced, more complex. Look around, the Vikings are everywhere. In our language, words like berserk, skull, and knife have Norse roots. In our place names, cities like Dublin, York, and countless others bear the imprint of their presence. Their DNA is woven into the genetic tapestry of nations, a testament to their intermingling with the populations they encountered. But their legacy extends beyond tangible remnants. It lives on in the stories we tell. The sagas of Ragnar Lothbrok, Ivar the Boneless, and Lagertha, passed down through generations, have captivated imaginations for centuries. The Viking Age might be over, but its mysteries endure. Every year, archaeologists unearth new discoveries, sunken longships, forgotten settlements, and cryptic runes that challenge our understanding of this era. Imagine a team of archaeologists carefully excavating a waterlogged burial mound in Norway. Inside, they find the remains of a warrior buried with a full arsenal of weapons and an intricately carved gaming board. Was this a powerful chieftain or a female warrior challenging our preconceived notions of Viking society? In Canada, the remains of a Viking settlement at L'Anse aux Meadows offer tantalizing clues about the true extent of their explorations. Did they venture further south? What became of those early Viking colonists? The answers lie buried, waiting to be unearthed. And as we delve deeper into their world, we discover that the Vikings were even more complex than we imagined. Their art reveals a deep appreciation for beauty and craftsmanship. They were more than raiders, more than conquerors. The wolves of the north were farmers, poets, explorers, and kings. They came in longships, but they left behind legends. If you've enjoyed this journey into the Viking world, be sure to subscribe, like the video, and hit the bell icon for more episodes of Untold Stories. Tell us in the comments, which forgotten part of medieval history should we uncover next?